Why is my room so small? Literally cannot walk around my chair. So, I made a video a few weeks ago about the year ahead, 2020, what I want to achieve, goals that I've set for myself, and I've been thinking about that video since, and the one word, the one thought that keeps springing to mind when I think of that video is challenges. I want to challenge myself to travel to new places, try new things, push myself and improve myself. And so one of the ways I've decided to do that is by completing a series of challenges on this very YouTube channel. Now this isn't a new revolutionary idea, obviously. These sort of videos have become very popular on YouTube lately, and I guess I'm just sort of jumping on the bandwagon a bit. But I'm not doing it to get views or subscribers or any of that. I'm genuinely doing it because I want to push myself, I want to test myself, and hopefully improve myself along the way. So you already know what the first challenge I'm setting myself is because it's the title of the video. I'm going to be attempting to walk 10,000 steps every day for the next 30 days. So I got this Fitbit a couple of months back. Thank you, Black Friday. And as I'm sure you're aware, the daily goal that Fitbit sets is 10,000 steps. But I am definitely not hitting that goal on a daily basis. I achieve it on days I go for a run. I achieve it on days I walk the doggo. If I run and walk the doggo on the same day, then oh boy, we're cooking then. But as I work from home, there are many days that end up looking more like this. And on days like that, I'm probably hitting more like 1,000 steps rather than 10,000. Sofa to kitchen, make a tea, come back to the sofa, repeat that 5 times, and that's the day. There are even some days, if I'm being completely honest, where I'm supposed to walk the doggo and I don't because I just can't really be bothered. Well, that, and I also seem to have one of the laziest dogs in the world who seems completely fine with just laying in bed all day if I don't go and wake her up. But why does Fitbit recommend 10,000 steps a day in the first place, which for most of us is a lofty, unassailable goal? Is this built on deep scientific research into the health benefits of 10,000 steps? Not really, to be honest. I mean, Fitbit themselves suggest that 10,000 steps a day equates to 30 minutes of exercise, which is a recommended daily target, and that if you're walking 10,000 steps a day, you're probably burning within the region of 2,000 to 3,500 calories a week, which is a pound of body fat. But the idea of 10,000 steps seems to originate from a Japanese marketing campaign in the 1960s when the first pedometer was created. It was called Manpo Kai, which roughly translates to 10,000 step meter. But I am not going to let the fact that 10,000 steps basically originates from marketing stop me on my quest. So, what am I hoping to achieve by doing this? Number 1, a reason to get outside each day. As I mentioned before, I work from home, and so on a quiet day when I'm not really doing much, yes, okay, we've already shown that. We don't need to show them how much of a slob I am again. But that isn't healthy, so with this, I'll be forced to go outside each day and go for a walk, which can only be a good thing. Number 2, improved mood. Mental health has been something that I've struggled with for a long time now, and getting outside, getting into nature, going for walks has been scientifically proven to improve your mood. It gives you a chance to clear your head, get rid of any stress, think about any issues that you're faced with clearly, and also it's just nice. You know, nature's nice. We all like nice things. Nice things equals good mood. TM. And number 3, improved fitness. I've always been one of those people that has a fast metabolism and hasn't really been able to put on weight no matter how badly I eat. Until now. Yes, it's true. Sadly, as I've gotten older, my metabolism has caught up to me, and I'm no longer able to shove 20 Big Macs into my gullet without some form of repercussion. I've been exercising regularly now since September, been curling iron, been going on runs, but I haven't really seen the results I would have expected to see or would have liked to have seen in this time period yet. So hopefully a sustained, consistent, repetitive form of exercise like 10,000 steps every single day, full 30 days, will yield some sort of result. I weighed myself today, I've taken pictures of myself today, I'll do the same at the end of the 30 days. We'll compare and we'll see if there's any real difference. So here we are, day one. You know it's day one because I'm wearing the same clothes. The journey to 300,000 steps has officially begun. I'm just walking Dot at the minute, which is where I think the majority of these steps are going to come from. You know, it's something that I do practically every day, so it's an easy way to get them in. I'm interested to know exactly how many steps we do on a walk, because that Fitbit article I mentioned at the beginning, that says that 30 minutes of activity is 10,000 steps, which I just don't believe, because I tend to take Dot on hour-long walks. We do pretty long walks, and I don't think I ever hit 10,000 steps on just these walks. I think I tend to hit around 6,000 to 7,000, so I'm doing double the time and not hitting the 10,000 steps. But maybe I am. Maybe I just don't know, because, you know, I'm not checking it as rigorously as I will today. You know, I checked how many steps I'd done before we left. I'll check again, and then we'll have an idea of how many steps we get on these walks, and then that will sort of give an idea of how difficult this challenge might be going forward. Because if I can hit the 10,000 steps on just this walk alone, then that's pretty easy, you know, do one walk a day and then I'm done. But if I'm only hitting, say, 5,000, then it's going to be a bit more difficult, because, you know, I've done an hour walk and I've still got half of the steps a day to achieve. So this will give a nice idea of the sort of difficulty. So, we have arrived home. The walk is over. You can probably see a little Dot lying there, all knackered out. We ended up doing just a little over an hour. We did 61 minutes, and that was 6,900 steps. So if we take that as, you know, my average walking pace, that means that to achieve the 10,000 steps each day, I need to walk about 90 minutes, which I think is pretty achievable, really. That's just maybe a slightly longer walk with Dot, or, you know, doing an hour-long walk and then going to the shop or walking around the house, or just, you know, general walking that you do throughout the day. But it is a lot more than the 30 minutes of activity that Fitbit claim is 10,000 steps. So I'm calling out Fitbit. Your stats are bollocks. Days 3 to 6, I was in Stockholm, which make sure to go check out that video after this one if you haven't watched it yet. And that made it really easy to hit the 10,000 steps for those days, because I'm walking around, I'm doing a lot, I'm seeing a lot. So yeah, I got quite a few steps in on those days. Today is definitely a day I would rather not be doing this challenge. I've done something ridiculous, like 80,000 steps in the last 4 days. I've had 2 flights, I've had hours of trains, went to a gig last night. So I'm just like so tired and drained, and all I want to do today is just stay in bed all day and chill. But 10,000 steps is the challenge, so needs must, and we're out here on the streets for another walk. I'm not even sure Dot wants to go for a walk, really, to be honest. She's there. Because obviously I wasn't at home, I was in Stockholm for the last 3 or 4 days. So I wasn't there to look after her like I usually am, so she went to a daycare. And apparently she was out like all day yesterday, had like 3 walks. I'm pretty sure she's knackered, I'm pretty sure she would have wanted to just stay at home, but, you know, if I'm doing these 10,000 steps a day, she's doing them with me. So I've done about 4,000 steps so far today. I've just finished working out, which is why I look like this. And this is what's going on outside today. It is absolutely pissing it down. So not sure how I'm going to get these extra 6,000 steps, because I don't really want to take Dot for a walk. So yeah, it might be a difficult one today. I tell you what, when you are 2 weeks into this challenge, you've done something like 200,000 steps, I've just done a brutal leg workout, the last thing I want to do is go on an hour-long walk, but here we are. My legs are so fucking sore today. So I'm in Genoa. I'm on my way to the Genoa Cagliari game, which you can see in my Genoa video, which will be up soon. I'm just about to hit the 10,000 steps already, and it's about 2 o'clock. I tell you what, when you're traveling or on holiday or anything like that, 10,000 steps is an absolute piece of piss. Boom. There we have it. The 30 days are over. I wasn't actually hitting 10,000 steps then. That was just for effect. Yes, I successfully managed to walk 10,000 steps per day for 30 days. In fact, I actually walked more than that. Across the 30 days, I walked 408,875 steps, which equates to 13,629 steps per day. So how was it? Let's go through some of the pros and some of the cons. Pros first. Obviously, having this goal of 10,000 steps each day means you can't have an off day. Every single day this month, I've been out, whether that's walking dot, or going for a run, or the cinema, or to the shop, or to a gig, or whatever. It forces you to get out there every single day and do something, even if you don't really want to. Also, it's not actually as hard as you probably think. So for me, I think it was a bit more difficult because I work from home, and so I don't have to travel to work, travel home from work, walk around the office and all those sort of things. But if you do work, you'll probably find you get somewhere near just in an average day. Let's say you live a 30-minute walk from your office, but there's a bus that gets there in 10 minutes. So most days you take the bus. If you just walk to the office instead and walk home, that's 60 minutes of walking you fit in right there. And then you walk around the office when you're at work, maybe pop out to get some lunch, walk around the house when you're home, and you've probably got somewhere near to 10,000 steps without even having to go out of your way to do it. And my final pro, as I predicted, it was a great way to relieve stress. It gives you a chance to clear your head, get rid of any stress, think about any issues that you're faced with clearly. Wow. Past me was so wise. Yeah, I mean, it's obvious, but if you're feeling stressed out about something, get outside, go for a walk, get some fresh air. I guarantee you it'll make you feel better and clear your head. And then once you come back, you'll be in a much better headspace to tackle the issue that was stressing you out in the first place. And now the cons. So I've noticed whilst doing this that Fitbit isn't actually as accurate as you might expect. There were so many times where I would count out in my head 100 steps, and then when I'd look at Fitbit, it's only tracked like 80 of them. Which is a one-off, is fine. I mean, it's 20 steps, it's no big deal. But if you expand that to 10,000 steps, that's potentially hundreds of steps that are being missed out, and that's going to completely mess up your tracking. So if you're going to do something like this, I would say don't take the number the Fitbit shows as gospel. Know how much walking it takes you to hit 10,000 steps. So for me, I know it's about 90 minutes. Or if you do a 30-minute run and you know that at your pace, that's say 5,000 steps, have some measurements for things that you do regularly and use those alongside the number the Fitbit shows. Another con, and I know this completely contradicts one of my pros, but obviously doing something like this means there are zero opportunities for a lazy day. As much as getting outside, going for walks, exercising and all that is great, sometimes we all need a day where we just do nothing. When I'd come back from Stockholm, I was absolutely knackered. Across the 4 days, I'd done 85,000 steps. I'd had 2 really early flights, and I'd gone to a gig as soon as I got back. So the last thing I wanted to do the very next day was fit in 10,000 steps. But because I set myself this challenge, I had to. Life is all about balance, and I think you need your lazy days alongside your active ones. Nature's nice, but so is lying on the sofa doing nothing sometimes. TM. Again. In terms of weight loss, I can't really say I've seen much of a difference there, to be honest. I've lost a couple of pounds. But then weight loss isn't really a goal of mine. My goal at the moment is to put on muscle, so I'm working out regularly, eating a lot of protein, all that sort of stuff. So if your goal is to lose weight, 10,000 steps a day might be a legitimate way to help towards that, but it might not be enough just on its own. And now the big question, will I carry on doing it? Well, yes and no. I will continue to monitor how many steps I'm achieving each day and ensure I'm being active, but I may not stick to as rigorous a target as 10k. If I hit 8,000 on a day, that's good enough. I'm not going to force myself to pace around the house for 20 minutes just so I can hit that 10,000. If you can, I'd say just make it a part of your regular routine. If you're looking at it and thinking, God, I need to do all the things I do in a regular day and then fit in 10,000 steps alongside that, that's just going to put you off. Whereas if you can fit it into what you already do, so like I mentioned before, walking to work instead of driving or getting the bus, that's instantly so much easier to achieve and you're much more likely to keep it up. But yeah, overall, I would say first challenge of the year. Success. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, maybe leave it a like down below. Subscribe if you want. I'm going to be doing videos like this where I challenge myself to do a certain thing for a month or a week or however long, alongside my traveling videos. So if you like traveling content and content like this, yeah, maybe consider subscribing. There's my previous video if you want to watch that, where I went to Stockholm. And yeah, that's about it. See you later.